Ladies and gentlemen, Battlefield is back.
Be advised, hostiles attacking objective Delta. We've taken Delta.
Going frag!
I'm B-Town and I make videos about games I love. And holy hell, the Battlefield 6 beta is amazing. If you haven't played it yet, just go do it right now. Download the open beta and go play for yourself. I cannot recommend it enough. This game is so Battlefield that even the graphical glitches are inspired by Battlefield 3. I didn't make that clip in the beginning in After Effects or anything. That was just a random visual bug that brought me back to the good old days. I've been playing Battlefield since 1942. The game, not the year. I'm not that freaking old. Calm down. This franchise hasn't been in a great place recently, actually for over a decade. Battlefield 4 dropped in 2013, and that was pretty much the high watermark for most players, even though that game had a disastrous launch, but we're not going to talk about that today. Battlefield 4 was far from perfect when it came out. The beta for 6 is shockingly good. EA actually did it. This game is fantastic and a true return to form for the franchise. And not just in a cosmetic way, it feels like a modern version of Battlefield 3 or 4. I'm completely blown away, but that's far from just my opinion. The beta is blowing up. Old players are returning. There's a bunch of obviously new players like these little cuties. Look at these battle boys. Don't forget to throw ammo, guys. Have fun. This is an important moment for not just Battlefield, but for FPS games as a whole. You can feel a shift happening. Things are changing. People are tired of the goofy Fortnite, Beavis and Butthead Battle Pass bullshit. If I was Call of Duty, I would be incredibly worried. It's not just about crossover skins. BF6 is showing a commitment to immersion and grounded gameplay. This game here is going back to the original recipe that made this type of shooter so popular to begin with. One of the big changes is that there are no specialists in the game. We're back to the class system: assault, support, sniper, and engineer. They're not exactly the same as they used to be. The team is making kit updates to define their role in the squad a little bit more clearly. They're even taking some inspiration from Battlefield 2, eventually giving the recon more stealth options, which is great, giving them something beyond a sniper rifle. The primary way to play is an open weapon system where any class can use any weapon at any time, but they are testing a version in the beta right now with class-specific weapons. That's a dedicated playlist. I highly encourage you to check it out and provide some feedback. Personally, I'm a little torn. I think the game plays a little better with lock weapons, but I also enjoy the flexibility of having an entire arsenal at my fingertips. I'm undecided, but I'm curious to see what the community says. I kind of have a feeling that they're going to go with an open system. It just kind of makes more sense. It's obviously still a work in progress, but the base gunplay here is pretty excellent. I'm going to keep my feedback on this one pretty high level. These are relatively easy to change. These are just variables that they can tweak on the back end to kind of make adjustments to guns. Overall, the moment-to-moment gunplay feels really good. I think assault rifles and submachine guns are in a really nice spot. Snipers might be a shade too easy. From what I understand, they're bringing back the sweet spot mechanic that's been in the series for a while now, and it's just, snipers are incredibly lethal. A lot of people are suggesting that the scope glint be reduced. I kind of disagree. If you don't adjust how easy they are to use, I feel like the glint is in a nice spot currently. The other major issue right now are the shotguns. The pump action is an absolute fucking menace. I don't necessarily think the shotgun itself is out of tune. Most people are saying it's OP. It's very effective, but it's only situationally dominant. And if you're using it as a primary, I think it's totally reasonable. But it definitely becomes a problem when you factor in weapon sling for the assault class. That's one of the built-in traits that lets the assault class take additional primary weapons. Having a pocket shotty is just a whole ass problem, and you get to keep your pistol on top of that. It's bonkers. Personally, I think weapon sling should probably just be removed. I know that sounds really dramatic, but hear me out. It's one of those perks that on paper sounds really good, and then once you start implementing it, it's either way overpowered or way underpowered. Overkill was never a problem in Call of Duty because there were so many powerful perks that could have kept it in check. But having a quick switch option for either close range or long range in Battlefield is incredibly good, like outrageously good. Like this poor guy, trust me, he deserved to get the buckshot bag combo. I don't think the weapon's out of tune, I just think it's entirely too good to be given to you for free just for running the assault kit. The beta has some really awesome maps as well. They're very solid. They feel like classic Battlefield maps. Cairo is giving Grand Bazaar vibes. It's obviously too early to tell if any of these will become fan favorites, but they all play pretty great. Much improved from 2042's flat open design. I'm not trying to rag on that game too much, but it's just a solid point of comparison because it was not only the last game released, but it also deviated a lot from the classic Battlefield design formula. So it's a great point of reference for all the things that Battlefield 6 is getting right. And each map in the beta features various levels of destruction. It's amazing. Buildings are just exploding all the time. And it's not just visual clutter. These are tactical choices. Do you want to keep that wall? Do you want to get rid of it? Is that building over there bothering you? But if you blow it up, it's also not there for you. So if you end up respawning and having to take cover, well, guess what? You blew it up a couple minutes ago. Now it's not there. Every map here features some sort of vehicle unless you're playing one of the infantry only playlists. This is a little hit and miss. It feels like the choppers are very glidey and floaty. They don't feel great to fly at the moment. A lot of the pilots in the community are saying that they've ported over the physics from 2042 and then maybe they're not as great as they could be. I also think tank driving feels a little clunky. I don't know if it's the combo of the current speed and turn radius or what exactly is wrong here. I think a little bit more time behind the wheel will kind of illuminate exactly what the problem is, but they do need to be tweaked a little bit. They just don't feel great. You know, it's always like you're like fighting with the tank, but they're very powerful. They're also like a little weaker as well. They're like a smidge squishier. So you do have to take engineers and other threats very seriously as a tank driver. It also feels like the engineer's repair tool is also very, very, very powerful. You heal vehicles very quickly. And kind of that leads to tank battles being like really quick and decisive. Like hit and run tactics are very effective. C4 is a great option against a tank. If you're trying to snipe them at long range with an RPG and they have an engineer, you're probably not going to be able to take them down. The engineer is going to be able to out-heal your damage. One thing that's definitely worth a mention is the controller settings in the beta. I've played the closed and open beta both on PS5. It just so happened to be my EA account was on PlayStation and that was the quickest download button I could hit. I'm gonna try PC next, but it does work great on console. But I do want to offer a word of caution. The default settings for the controller are really funky. I encourage you to take a little time with this, look up a guide, play around in the menus, and really tweak your controller exactly how you like it. There are tons of settings and your muscle memory built from Call of Duty or Marvel Rivals probably isn't going to work the same. It's definitely going to take a couple minutes just to get the controller tuned in. Then of course a round or two to get used to the feel. But once you get locked in, it feels really good and really smooth. So trust me, if you jump on and you're like, oh, this feels awkward, it feels sluggish and weird, play with the controller, mess around with it. And on PC, obviously you have a whole litany of settings as well. Everything you'd be looking for and are accustomed to is there. But I swear the game feels crispy and it's really responsive. You just have to get your inputs lined in and feeling great. Overall, the Battlefield 6 sandbox is amazing. Everything has purpose, everything has a job, everything adds to the chaos. Massive scale, epic action, and constant weird shit happening all of the time. The amount of care and love poured into this game is staggering. It's exactly what we've been asking for, and honestly, I feel like it's the antidote to modern gaming. Don't get me wrong, I assume EA at some point is going to be their greedy selves and mess something up. It's inevitable. Nothing's perfect, no game is flawless. There's even issues in Battlefield 6. I'm hoping and I'm assuming are going to get ironed out before the full release. Like, for example, hit registration feels a little awkward. I don't think it's Battlefield 6's fault. I think that's just Frostbite engine and the servers being absolutely turbo slammed by millions of people. But yeah, there are problems, and God forbid we ever trust EA, but right now, as a community, let's rally together and celebrate a victory, because the hype is real. I can't recommend this beta enough. Before I played it, I was honoring the pre-order boycott. After 5, after 2042, I just refused to pre-order a Battlefield game. Their trailers have been too deceptive and their games have been too sloppy. But now that I've played Battlefield 6, I literally bought it on every platform. I want more games like this, and I'm voting with my wallet. I'm not being paid for this video. I've never even been an EA partner. I just love Battlefield, and I want more people to at least give it a shot and enjoy it. And if you're put off by the aesthetics of it. Yes, it is a military shooter, but it doesn't mean that it's super serious or anything. Battlefield has some of the dumbest, most random shit happening all the time. And those are actually my favorite bits about playing the game. It's such a fun and engaging and chaotic franchise. I would literally suggest this to people who usually don't play shooters like this. Battlefield is very casual friendly. It's not a competitive esport at all. I highly encourage you to jump in and have some fun because Battlefield's not just back, I think it's better than ever. This beta is the strongest start to any Battlefield game in history. The future is really bright. I have a really good feeling about this game, and there is clearly a lot of excitement from the fans. This is going to have some major impact across the industry. Battlefield has always been a popular franchise, but it's never outsold Call of Duty or anything. It's always been a second place, a third place. It's never really been a giant in the industry, but maybe it's time for Battlefield to shine. I am so hyped, and I'm actually going to be wrapping up this video to go play some more right now. Thanks for watching. If you've played the beta, drop a comment and let me know what you think. I love reading the comments. It's the best part of making videos. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you on the battlefield.